Yeah.
Hey, for everybody here already, what this is all about. In the emails, I said, we want to show you how to increase the response rate on your marketing. So, if you're, chances are if you're here, you're a real estate wholesaler, investor, realtor, and you're marketing to people that need to sell houses, right? So they have a distressed house, or, they're back on taxes or whatever. And I'm leaning into video the last year because it sets you apart from everybody else. There's so much marketing out there. And if you're making cold calls and, making 100 calls a day and you're leaving voicemails and getting wrong numbers and all that stuff, or if you're sending mail, or if you're driving for dollars, you're competing with everybody doing exactly the same thing. And you get lost in the noise, right? Because you're just one of 100 voices reaching out to the same homeowner with the same message, and you're not getting through. So that's why I wanted to have this webinar today to show you some different ways to do this, or a really good way of reaching out to homeowners and getting your message through to them, so they want to work with you instead of everybody else. And Dubb is a key ingredient in this method. So that's why I had Rob on today.
Appreciate it, David. Yeah,
All right.
It's very much like when you think about Dubb in general. A lot of the times when you want to share a video, what people typically do is they'll drop a YouTube link in an email or something like that, and then they're caught in the YouTube wilderness. They're gone. There's nothing to really do. And the main idea behind Dubb that's been from the beginning is break through the noise with a personal, authentic video. There's different ways to record. I'm going to show two specific examples today for your audience, David. One is going to be the Driving for Dollar One mobile app. The other one's going to be a screen recorder. We're showing the properties on the screen. But the whole idea, in short, is send a personal video, use the power of what you're showing. It's easy to use tech. And then when someone clicks on your video, they're brought to a customized landing page, which we'll talk about, where you can take some action and everything's tracked. So it's a really nice, organized, authentic way to really make noise, because less than 5% of the world is going to send videos the way I'm going to show you.
Yeah, it's very effective for me, even responding to you guys when you email me, and a lot of times I'll respond back with video, and I get a lot of people say, you know what, David, thank you for taking the time out to make the video, explain things to me, and all that stuff. So it really resonates with people. So before I have Rob hop in and start explaining Dubb to you, I want to talk really quick about the strategy, right? Rob's going to explain Dubb really well to us, but I'm going to explain how you're going to use it. So last month, I put out some information on this about sending people a message saying, hey, I made a video about your vacant house, right? So you can do this one of a few ways. You can send them a postcard. You can send them an email. You can leave them a voicemail. You can put a note on the door, whatever, and just say, hey, I was by your property, or I came across your property on my list online, or however you want to approach it, and I made a video about it. Watch it here. And then that person gets to go to your video, and you can deliver a good message. And we can get into, what kind of message to craft and all those things. But the important thing is they get to come to a video. They get to see you. They get a feel for who you are. It gives you legitimacy. It gives you credibility, and it lets you get your message across. So that's the big part of the strategy. Now I'm going to let Rob hop in and explain Dubb to you, and explain how with this piece of software that they have, we can do this either driving for dollars, we can do it from our desktop, we can do it from wherever. So With that said, Rob, thanks, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks, David. Yeah, that was good intro. So basically the idea is, remember, authentic videos and different ways to record. And I'll give you two examples specific for you guys. So let me share my screen here, and I'll give you an idea of what this looks like. So let me share screen. Let's go. Can I go entire screen? Let's see if it goes infinity.
Should be able to.
Yeah. That's infinity. Let me go.
Jay, I'll answer that question at the end for you. So.
Yeah, let me go just tab. Let me go this one here. Let's go this one. Or maybe try window. Let's try window. All right, let me jump out of here. Can you see that there still, David? Can you see my screen?
We can see your screen, yeah, your email.
Okay. Okay, so right here. So this is an example of what a Dubb video would look like if I sent it out by email. Now you'll notice it's a repeating 3-second animated GIF of what I'm looking at. And what I did here was I took a screen recorder with Dubb, where I'm the bubble on the screen on my computer, and I'm showing some of the properties here. And now you notice I'm repeating the same kind of motion. It's engaging. Hey, there's some movement to it. You hit record with a Dubb video, you're going to get this. Now, this is one style that works really well right from your computer. Another style that works really well is this one right here. And this is recorded with the Dubb mobile app. So imagine you have that property, you're out in front, and not only you're showing it, you're using a function on the Dubb mobile app that's picture-in-picture, which has been very popular with a lot of real estate professionals and people that are in the industry in terms of showing a property and being very informative. Now, this is much more attractive, something like this or something like this, to get by email instead of just a link where you can't see anything. So that's the first part of it, is understanding that, wow, this is really great. And then when you click on this, it's going to take you to a customized landing page. David, you can still see this, right?
Yep, certainly can.
Customized landing page called a preset in Dubb terms. It's built so easily right on the fly within Dubb. And what you'll have is your branding right up here. You'll have a little image behind the video player, the video you've recorded to the person that you're sending it to, and then you have a playlist of videos that will play right after it. And the great thing about a playlist is that if I was reaching out to David in this video, I can focus on David, the property, and then when the video is done, a video about why someone should want to work with me, the experience that I have, minute or less, you record that video one time, and it's going to play right after the video you've created. And it saves your breath. You don't have to repeat yourself 10,000 times, and someone's getting more information. You can even have video testimonials that play right after that. And then below here, you have your buttons. What do you want someone to do when they're done consuming the video? They're called CTAs, calls to action. Do you want them to book a time in your calendar? Do you want them to check out more properties, check out a website? Do you want them to download a document or a guide? Do you want them to fill out a physical form? Do you want them to email you, call you, text you? All kinds of options down here for them to take that action. And then we even have an AI sales assistant that's part of these pages, which you can, and we have a whole training on this from a high level view. You can have FAQs that someone will answer. You can have questions that they can ask, because we have found out that with an AI on the page, and let me just show you this real quick. I'm going to switch the, let me just switch the pages here.
Okay.
1 second. I want to show you this, share.
And you guys, that page is customizable, so it's very easy to go in. If you're promoting a video to vacant property owners, you can have your page set up one way. If you make another video for cash buyers and you're marketing to cash buyers, you can have a completely different tabs and forms and everything on there. You don't have to have the AI. You can have the AI, right? All of it. So.
Yep, exactly. And then you can see the screen right here that I'm on now, right? The landing page, David?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, this one right here that I'm moving around? All right. So on here, you'll notice these FAQs over here with SIA, the Sales Interactive Assistant. They can click what is Dubb, and then when it says that, SIA is going to give an answer, like you see right here. And it says at the end, could you please provide your email address? Now, so SIA can be a collection of information. Now, if you already have their email, their phone, all that great stuff, SIA can push for whatever your call to action button is. So SIA can give an answer and then say, are you ready to book a time with Rob? And it's so easy to educate SIA. All you have to do is provide website links, and you can even upload a PDF into Dubb. So that is what the landing page looks like, this customized preset where they land there and now they can take an action. Now, all of that is tracked within Dubb. You're going to know if they watch the video, what the views are, what the actions are, so you can follow up in a smart way. Because if I know if David saw 1% of the video or 100%, those two messages are completely different in terms of how I'm going to follow up. Because who doesn't like, the most annoying thing is when someone follows up with you and they just say they're just following up. It's like, well, why are you following up? Are you bringing more information? Because if it was about that distressed property and they only saw half the video, maybe they didn't see one of the most important parts, which was towards the end, which is a certain part of that property that really made a difference, or maybe there was something about the transaction before that that's going to be attractive to them. You can do all of that stuff within there. Now, From a recording perspective, I'll show you how easy this can be to record. So let me pop over to that website that you saw in that video. I'm going to share my screen and jump over to that particular page. So let's go here. All right, you guys can see that there, right? That lens search page? Okay. Yep. So how I recorded that video that you saw when I was the bubble on the page is I used the Chrome extension. It's one of our little screen recorders within Dubb. We have a whole video on how to set it up. And then once it's set up, here's the basic functionality. So it's going to put me on the screen like you see right now, right? Now, when I'm on the screen, I have some options. I can make my size bigger, smaller. I can change the shape of my webcam to whatever I want to make, to match the feel of the page. I also can zoom myself in for a tighter frame. I can back myself off. I can come over here under the drop down and get rid of the webcam completely. Now, we only say get rid of the webcam when you probably already know the prospect or the client a little bit and you can send an audio version, but it's great to be live when you want to make that first impression.
Absolutely.
You also can do your profile picture. If you didn't want to be on camera for some reason, maybe having a bad hair day, whatever it is, you can do that. But it's really great to be live. You also can put a virtual background behind you in here. If you want to do that, you have that as an option too. Now on this page, you have an annotation tool right over here to point things out if you want to point some things out. You also have a teleprompter if you wanted to use a teleprompter as well. So a lot of functionality on this, but very quick. You open it up and you're already here on the page. So let me hit record and I'll show you what this can look like. I'm going to hit record here. I'm going to get a little countdown, a little 3, 2, 1, and it would be like this. Hey David, this is Rob. I wanted to send you this quick video because there's some properties on this page I really want to talk to you about that are really neat. Check these out. So all I did there was a little wave. That's going to be where I'm repeating 3 seconds at the beginning of the video. And then I hovered over my webcam. I double click to jump to full screen. And I double click to go back. Or I can click the little button at the bottom. It says expand webcam. Jump to full. Go back. The reason you want to jump to full screen is when you want to make a point about something, and this is feedback we've gotten from users over the years, it's really impactful. Because you're breaking up the monotony of the same kind of view. You're like, you want to talk about something, make your point, go back. And then you also have the ability, obviously, to move yourself around. You can scroll. You can use your annotation tool to point things out. You can do arrows. You can do text on screen, whatever you decide to do over here. These are great for really hammering home the point. Text on screen is fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4 numberings. And all of these annotations are going to stay sticky where they are. So if you decide to scroll anywhere, they're going to stay right where they're supposed to be. They're not going to follow you down the page. So this is a great way to share properties, be on the screen with them. Instead of sending someone just a link, why not be part of the story and walk someone through what you want them to see? That's the Chrome extension, and that's how we recorded that on the screen. And it's a screen recorder that a lot of people use with Dubb. So it's very, very popular in terms of that. And you can jump around to anything you want to jump around. So let me jump out of here now, and I'm going to show you the mobile app. So how did I record that last one here? Let me close this here. When you saw the one here, this one right here, let me just share my screen again, and just to remind you of what it looked like. In my email, this one right here. How did we record that one? When we're doing the driving for dollars and we're out. So how we did that was this way. So let me share my screen here. They let me do this in Zoom. Let's see if this works. My little cable here. Show you guys behind the scenes. Let's hope it works. If not, don't worry. I'll be able to show you like this anyway. So let me just share my screen and see if it gives me the option that I want. All right, screen. Let's go. Does it give me advanced options? Let's see if it does. I don't see it on here in terms of that, unfortunately. But I'll give you the idea. You can still be able to see it. So what you have here is the mobile app.
Your browser needs screen share permission. I don't know how to
let me see what I do. Yeah, it should be able to give that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I can still show you here. This will be the same way.
All right.
So here's the mobile app, Dubb mobile app right here. Okay. So all I did was I hit the little blue button down the bottom to record. And when you do that, what's going to happen is it's going to open up your camera right here. And all I did was, see this little button right down here? This is picture in picture. So all I did was, and I'm going to do it right out my window here, I'm going to first say a quick clip of myself saying hi. Hey, listen, I want to show you this property right here. Check this out. There's some really cool stuff on the front here. I want to show you this. That's one clip. I just recorded a clip of me talking. The mobile app is a clip recorder. Okay, that's the first clip. And now I'm going to show that property over there. And I'm going to use picture in picture, which is right here. So I'm going to select that button. And as soon as I do that, now I'm going to hit record and I'll show you what this looks like. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hey, this is Rob. I want to talk to you about this property right here. Just some facts. I'm going to zoom in right here. Talk to you a little bit about the front of the home, which is right here. Blah, blah, blah. I'm doing my thing. Here is the clip that I've just recorded by doing that. And now I'm going to click on that clip and you'll see what this looks like. Hey, this is Rob. I want to talk to you about this property right here. Just some facts. I'm going to zoom in right here. Talk to you a little bit about the... Just like that. And that's what that would look like. And so when you're out driving, doing the, trying to get the properties, whatever, the Dubb mobile app has a lot of options in here. We have a whole training on this. We have a teleprompter. You can add videos from your phone. You can do filters. Maybe it's a scary house. You can do a little kind of fun stuff with that. You can also do record your screen. You can add a video from your phone. All kinds of neat stuff. You can do screenshots behind you, screen grabs. So you know how you can have a virtual background behind you? You can just screen grab a property on your phone, put it behind you, and that's a clip if you're not physically in front of the house. So there's a lot of options. In those two scenarios, whether it's recording from the Dubb mobile app or recording on the computer with the Chrome extension and you're in the bubble, those are two highly effective ways that probably nobody else within your industry is probably doing, like David said, probably calling and, sending those stuff.
They aren't, and what happens in the industry, and you guys all know this, I'm sure, but you'll get a coach or, or somebody on YouTube, and they'll teach one strategy and everybody adopts it. So when I got into this years ago, 10, 12 years ago, the strategy was called a yellow letter, right? And it was written on, it looked like it was written on a yellow pad, like a notepad, legal pad. And because it was different, it was handwritten, it was on a legal pad. And that was the big thing then, right? Yellow letters, you got to send yellow letters. And everybody did it. Right. And it was just saturated. So at first it was cool, but then, 3, 4, 5 years into it, it wasn't cool anymore. Right. So but it's just the same tactics over and over and over and over again. And that's what I love about video is because it's unique. Not everybody will do it. Right. Because people are like, oh, I don't want to get on camera. I don't want to be on camera. But if you can get over that hump, right, and just get used to being on camera, it'll only take a minute, right? And you can reshoot it as many times as you want, but eventually you're going to get to the point where you just turn on your camera, you go, you're done, boom. If you make a little mistake, it don't matter because it makes you real. It makes you authentic, right? We're not looking for a primetime Super Bowl spot where it's got to be all perfected. It's just you talking to them, right? You giving your message to them. And it's so powerful, guys, if you take the time to learn to do it. And like in a day, you're going to be proficient at this.
Yeah, and like David, like you were saying, it does not have to be perfect. We have coaching calls with people all the time where we say, look, if there's a little thing here, a little thing there, those are your imperfections that make the video you. Ironically, I was doing a video the other day about not being perfect on camera, and I flubbed the line, and I purposely kept it in there. I'm like, see, I'm going to keep going. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of fun to see, and we all do that, and that's not a big deal. I want to show you one thing really quick on how to send it, how easy it can be just to do this, just so you can see. So let me share my screen again and just check this out, just in terms of just dropping this into an email. So here's an email right here. Best practice, we always say, hey, listen, put the word video in the subject line. Think about how many emails you get in your email box. How many of them say video? Almost none. And then in here, just a little text about why someone should watch the video. And if I want to add it in, just click the little Dubb button down here. Now, this is available with Gmail and Outlook 365. There's another way to copy it in too, but I'm just going to show you how easy this is. You click the little button here, puts us, there I am, there's the Chrome extension, right? I come over here to the right. Here's my video library that I'm scrolling through right now that you can see down the bottom. I just select the video that I want. Let's just say it is this one. And boom, I click insert video and it drops it right in, just like that. See how easy that was? And there it is. And that is so much more effective than if you're just sending an email with just text with a link to something. It's just more engaging, and this is something we've seen since day one when we've been doing this.
So, guys, what I'm thinking with this, and there's a lot of different ways to approach this, but you could do, if you've got something like PropStream or Deal Machine, or you get lists done or whatever, skip traced, you can get emails, right? You can get email addresses. In Deal Machine, you can go in there and pull a property list, and you've got emails for the property owners. And you could do, you could pull for a city. Right, so I'm in St. Petersburg, Florida. I could do all the vacant properties in St. Petersburg, Florida, and I could do a video and not be specific about like a specific house, but I could make a video and say, hey, my name is David. I'm an investor in St. Petersburg, Florida, and I was driving by your vacant house the other day, right? And just be generic, so you can send that same message to everybody in St. Petersburg, right? And you could do it in your market too. You could do the same thing with mail. You could do the same thing with leaving a note on the door. Hey, made the video. Jay asks about, when you say made a video about your house, don't they get upset intruding their privacy? You know what, Jay, people get upset about everything, right? And you might have somebody go, what are you making a video about my house for? But you have to be different, because if you just send them a postcard and say, hey, I pay cash for houses, you're not going to get a good response rate on it. You're just not. Maybe 1% if you're lucky, if it's a great postcard. So those tactics don't work. A lot of coaches now, they're saying, take a Post-it note and put a note on the door. It says, hey, I need to talk to you about your house, right? I mean, that's no different than I made a video about your house, right? And when they come on the video, they might initially think, boy, people making a video about my house. But when they come on and they see that you're pleasant and you're trying to help, that's going to disarm them, right? Hey, I'm an investor in St. Petersburg, Florida. I buy houses, that are vacant and need some work done. If you're looking to sell, reach out to me, hit the link below, and fill out the form on my webpage, or call me, or whatever. If you're not looking to sell right now, still reach out, because maybe I can help you with some resources. I've got contractors I've used. I've got property management companies I use, and I can maybe help you figure out whatever you need to figure out. So either way, reach out. And then you not only, if they want to sell, they'll call you, but, you start building a relationship with somebody that they might not be ready to sell right now, but in 6 months they might, because they could still be frustrated and say, I was going to rent it out again, but, these damn tenants, whatever. And, so you're building that relationship over time. And so don't worry about somebody getting mad because you said, hey, I made a video about your house, because it's a hook, right? And you need that hook to get them to come see your message. And then when they see your message, it's going to disarm them. So you don't need to worry about that.
And David, related to that too, like if you have a flyer that you use, the flyer strategy or a sticky note or a door hanger, what a lot of real estate folks do in general, and this is just a nice practice. Every Dubb video has a QR code. So if you put a QR code on the flyer, hey, you just grabbed me off the door. Hey, listen, thanks for grabbing me off the door here. Like you can do something fun that right away when they click on it. And that is totally different than anyone else just sending the flyers without the QR code with the personal video.
Yeah, there are still people, and I see them around here that put up the bandit signs on the poles, like the phone poles that say we buy houses cash, right, and all that. You could put a QR code on one of those, right? And so people at a red light, and they just go whoop and scan your QR code, and then can watch your video when they get home. So the QR codes are cool, and a great way to do it, right? If you're sending out postcards, or you're putting, you just print off some door notes, they have that QR code. That's it's a great strategy.
Yeah, there was we had a real estate person back in DC, and there was car lots going into DC, like, big areas. And she would put flyers on the cars, and it was a funny video because she'd be like, hey, thanks for taking me off your windshield. Listen, like it was just, entertaining. It was fun. It was, okay, this is different. And I think when people see different, it opens up their brain a little more, just to kind of listen a little more than they normally would. And we also talk about opening with hooks and stuff, which you mentioned earlier, David. Like the first thing when you're recording that video is, why in the first 10 seconds should I keep listening to this video? Like what's the most engaging thing you can can reach out to. And David, this is more your area here in terms of the specifics, but with us, what we'll say is like, what's that one fact that maybe someone doesn't know? What's the one thing I'm telling you where you're like, oh, I didn't know that. I want to know more. Where it's less about you, more about what that thing is that you're describing to the person right out of the gate.
Yeah, yeah. You could open up with something like, I want to talk to you about, the biggest problem that Detroit property owners are having with vacant houses.
Yep. There you
Right,
go.
and I'll talk about that in a minute. But first, and then they're waiting, right? You've got that open loop, and they're like, all right, finish what you were telling me about the biggest problem. Right?
The number one problem.
The number one problem. I want to talk to you about the number one problem, but before I get into that, if you're looking to sell the house, that's what I do. I buy houses that people are having problems with or whatever. So they say with video, it's like, you want your hook makes them watch the first 10 seconds, and then you need to say something that makes them watch the next 10 seconds, right? Yeah. So even if you don't get proficient at that and dissect it that much, the video is going to do wonders for you. But as you're doing it and as you're getting better, you're going to make videos that are more intriguing, right? And bring people in more. So in Dubb, it's really cool because Dubb on your video page, there's analytics. Mm-hmm. So you can see how many people have watched the video, how long they watched the video, and get all the stats on it, so you know how well it's converting. Did they click a button? Did they click on a call to action? Right, all that. So it helps you improve over time.
Yeah, like really quickly, like right here. Check this out. Like this is an example of this right here. Like just excuse me, on this video here. Email opens, email clicks, views, watches. All this kind of stuff right in here. And you're going to know who, when, all that kind of great stuff, because it's going to shape how you do these things. And like David was saying before, these don't have to be complicated videos. We've had so much feedback over the years where someone just literally waved and said, hey, it was great meeting you. Hey, I just want to introduce myself. Because how many other people are doing that? That just making that small 5, 6, 10-second video just from that simple perspective. And then once you start learning the platform, and we always tell everyone, Dubb has so many bells and whistles. It's leading technology in the industry on everything. But you don't have to get all of that at once. You don't have to go into the kitchen and make everything. You just have to know what is the use case. And those 2 examples I gave earlier, those are very specific. Mobile app, property when you're out. Home, Chrome extension, circle, pull up the website, show the property. Those are things that are going to put you so far ahead already just by doing those 2 things. Just those 2 specific pieces of technology. And we have training every day. Dubb.com/T. It's our training, 10 a.m. We're in there for an hour. It's a group setting. It's fantastic. David's been in there a bunch of times. It's fun. You can learn a lot from what's going on in there. All of those recorded trainings are on YouTube, our Dubb Support YouTube channel, where you can totally go back and watch whatever part of it you'd like. So that's a huge part of it, is the training that we provide and the support. So you don't feel like you're alone, and you can get feedback on these things. And that's most important.
I love that about you guys. Any software that I promote, the most important thing I always say is onboarding and people understanding how to use the software. And personally, I don't think Dubb is that hard, right? You can get in, you can figure it out. But it's nice, guys, that every single day during the week, they do a live Zoom event where you can hop on and ask questions, right? And so if you're trying to figure something out, you don't have to wait 24 hours to, customer service and this and that. And I'm sure your customer service responds very quickly.
Yeah.
But you can get on and get a real-time answer every day. At what time do you do it? Noon or something like that?
10 a.m. PST. But we also have a little intercom bubble that you can put questions in there. We have great support articles. We have a lot of stuff. So I feel like recognize your use case, which the audience here already has 2 specific use cases. I mean, they're right clear as day as far as those. And then just using the tech to do it. That's it.
Yeah. Jay, so I'm going to ask you a question, Jay. Typically, what kind of content would you cover on a video in case of a single family house, it's going to be very similar, right? If you're looking for motivated sellers, you're going to introduce yourself. You're going to say that you're interested in buying the property. Maybe, like I said when I was giving you an example, maybe say, hey, even if you're not looking to sell right now, if you're looking for a good contractor, property manager, somebody to trim the bushes or cut the grass or move the snow or whatever, reach out because I've got a lot of contacts, maybe I can help you. And then you're building a list of people, that have vacant properties sitting around, and you can continue to market to them. You can, you can send them an email every couple of weeks. Hey, I just wanted to reach out and see how things were going with the house. Did that landscaper work out all right? Are you still trying to rent it? Have you changed your mind about selling it? Whatever. And you can keep that conversation going. As far as making a video for buyers and sellers, no, it's going to be completely different. So, what would be like a great strategy, just one of many, but if you go to real estate meetups and you met, 20 people, right? Wrote their name and email down, got their business cards if they have business cards or whatever, and then the next day sit down at your desk and make a video. Hey, you know what? I really loved connecting last night. It was really great to meet you. Maybe you want to go out and grab lunch sometime so I can learn about what you're buying in the market, or here's a link to my website so you can go in and put in your buying criteria and I can watch for houses for you. So you're doing something completely different, but still using video to be different than every other wholesaler out there, because I guarantee you nobody's doing that. Nobody is reaching out to investors by video and saying, how can I help you? What are you looking for? What areas? What type of house? 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, whatever. Fixer ups, fix and flips or rental properties. And, I'll go out and look for them for you, right? I'll make sure that I'm focusing on that area. And anytime I come up with something, you'll be the first one I reach out to, right? And then when you get something under contract, you can do a walkthrough video with Dubb and show them the property. Hey, I just put this property under contract. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in St. Petersburg, Florida, blah, 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 and do a walkthrough video and then send all your buyers the video. And nobody's doing that either, right? Because usually people just take 12 pictures and send them and say, hey, who wants to buy this?
Right. See, and the great thing about the Dubb mobile app when you're doing those property walkthroughs is because, like I mentioned before, the mobile app records in clips. So say one clip was the front of the house, one was, whatever parts of the property that you're showing, right? But then you can put text on the screen. Maybe there's certain stats about the front of the house or some interesting fact about the property that you want to put on the screen that's showing there. There's all kinds of bells and whistles with Dubb. It's just picture and the first one I showed. You're on the screen, property's there as well. That's a great combo. You're narrating through what you're showing. It's really been popular so far to use that.
Yeah, I love that feature. You can make a video on your phone. You got an iPhone, you can do a screen record. But I love the fact that you have the picture-in-picture. So you're showing the house, but they can still see you and you're talking them through it. And then, like you said, you can just go in and you can create the clips on your phone. You can text it from your phone. I was playing with that earlier. I was talking to my brother. I was texting him, and I was going to send him emoji for his birthday. And when I clicked the add button, Dubb was in there, right? So if I'm texting somebody, if I've got cash buyers in my contacts on my phone, I can hit the little add to text message button, and I can add in a Dubb video in my text message.
It's right here. Look, ready? I'll show you. So at the bottom, here's a text, right? Right here, click that plus button. Boom. There's Dubb. I know it's reversed, but there's Dubb right there. So you can drop a video right in the text. Really easy.
Yeah, that's very powerful. I don't know anybody that's got anything like that. So but like I said, I'm really focused on this because I'm trying to really show you tactics that nobody else is doing, that are easy to implement, that are very cost effective to implement, and it is going to up your response rate tenfold. Because if you're just putting a note on the door and say, hey, I want to buy your house, or you put one on the door that says, hey, I made a video about your house, a lot more people are going to do it, because if somebody puts a note on my door and it says, hey, I made a video about your house, there's about 100% chance I'm going to watch that video.
Right. Right. 100%.
You're not going to go, oh, okay. I mean, you've got to watch it. So now, will it convert? You've got a better chance of it converting.
Right.
Because at least they're seeing your message. But if I send them just a generic postcard, I buy houses cash. Me personally, when I get the mail out of the mailbox every day, If it's a bill, I keep it. If it's got the, like what is the little code that the post office puts on for,
Right.
Bulk mail or whatever, it's garbage, right? I don't even read it. Value pack I throw away. All that stuff I throw away. And a lot of wholesalers and investors market through those means by postcards and all that. But if you're sending a postcard, you have to be different. It's gotta get your attention, right? I made a video about your house. Here's right. Like I've got to go watch it. It's got a picture of my house, right? And you could do the same thing with Dubb and just put a QR code on the back, right? Hey, I made a video about your house. Check out the QR code on the back of the postcard.
Yep, and just take the screenshot of you in the bubble and the property, and that's the front of the postcard. Really easy to see. Right. And the other side of it is, too, if you have contacts, if you have a bunch of, like you're using a CRM, like a HubSpot or a Salesforce or a Go High Level or whatever you have, Dubb has a ton of integrations with a lot of these companies. So if you have your workflows in a CRM, you can just drop the videos in there, keep what you have. If you don't have a CRM and you just have a spreadsheet, Dubb is a total CRM as well. You can upload it, and we have all the tags, deals, all that kind of stuff. So you
very nice too, right? For wholesalers, I believe you also have a pipeline in there, right?
Yeah, we pipe drive, whatever it's called, and we have a bunch of them. Yeah.
Right. So guys, especially if if you're a virtual wholesaler and you're just calling, you've got to dump a lot of phone numbers in, a lot of you need a bigger CRM. But if you're just driving for dollars, you could use Dubb as your CRM, right? Because if you're local, you're not going to, be calling out of it and doing all those things. So, Rob, if you will, let's talk about real quick about doing if somebody wanted to do a custom domain with Dubb, how you could do that and just direct, so you could have a custom domain / and then you could put in property address, right? So if you're doing multiple properties and you want to do property video for each property, you could do your custom domain / and just, 1, 2, 3, 4 Main Street. And,
you can add pretty much, whatever you want. You have in the, let me share my screen. I'll just show you really quick what this looks like. Let me just jump over to the right area, customization. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me find it. If it's not in here, I can always send this to you, but maybe it's under team. Yeah, I might have to send you the support article on that, unfortunately.
Okay, that's fine.
The whole idea is, like you said, you can have that specific sub link in there that you can have in terms of what you want to show. So you can totally customize it. Yep.
Right. So so the web address is your custom domain.
Right.
/
Yep.
You could do / Detroit house, vacant Detroit house. You could do / the address. You could do whatever you want for that domain. Let's talk about pricing and what's it cost to do this.
Yeah. So we have the two packages that people choose between are typically Pro and Pro Plus. Now we have a free one that we do. It's very limited though. It's obviously doesn't do a lot of the bells and whistles. Even the stuff we talked about here is very limited. We have an enterprise one that is large teams. So people usually typically choose between Pro and Pro Plus. Now the difference between the two is Pro Plus is $129 a month. Pro is $59 a month. The difference is Pro Plus is a lot of hand-holding, a lot of one-on-ones when you need it, typically because in the history of Pro Plus, most people want to do automations, where you have campaigns that go out, drip campaigns. They can do choosing actions, like if someone clicks a button, if they look at a page, it's all automated. So because that is more tedious and set up and is more of a learning curve, that's why a lot of that is very one-on-one. Now, if you have a CRM that you like a HubSpot, a Salesforce, a Go High Level, a Follow Up Boss, and they have automations, Pro Plus, you don't really need that. Now, the people that want that and they don't have a CRM, they can do that with Dubb, and typically that's why they go with Pro Plus. Pro Plus also has an advanced level of coaching that we've just added with the two co-founders, Darius and Ruben. It's more advanced. There's a whole curriculum. Oh, it's funny, the balloons. Hey, it's perfect timing. It's a more advanced curriculum, but it's also broad-based. They have one-on-one stuff you can do in these meetings. You can fill out a form, talk about your business. Next level in terms of that. Pro, the $59 a month, is everything we showed you here and a heck of a lot more. And we have our daily training every day that we mentioned earlier, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. PST. So if you want to jump in at Pro. You can always upgrade anytime if you wanted to. And when you go to subscribe, You just click the monthly or the annual. You get 30% savings if you go annual. Typically, what people do sometimes is go for a month, do their thing, and then they'll go annual. So it's a 30% savings on both Pro or Pro Plus if they go annual. So
Yeah. And guys, I think, for 95% of us, that this Pro is fine. That's the one I have, right? I don't need all the advanced automations. I just want to make videos and send the videos. I want to see how many people watched them, look at the analytics and all that stuff. But that's all you need. Now, if you're doing a lot of deals, you have a team, you have, you want those automations, you want that hand holding, the other one's there. But I don't want to see you guys spend money when you don't need to spend money. And I think the $59 a month, it's all you need. It's all I need, and so I'm going to say it's probably most of you. It's all you need too.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pop this up on the screen again. I put my link in the chat, everybody, but I'll pop this up another 20 seconds here. I can only put this up 20 seconds at a time, but if you click right on that little link right there, it's going to take you over to my affiliate link if you want to sign up for a free trial, and just hop over there and check it out.
yeah.
I highly recommend it, guys. We have to do something different if we want to make money. Wholesalers, especially if you're new and you're trying to get into this business, it's frustrating because, you're hearing all these strategies and, wholesaling's so easy and this and that. But the key to this whole thing is marketing. Right? Because everything else after the marketing, you learn, right? So if, you can get people to call you, then you learn how to have that conversation with them, right? Tell me about your house. How much work does it need? Why are you selling it? And you find out their pain points. Then after that, you can, set up an appointment to go look at the property. All right, when would be a good time for me to come over and do a walkthrough and all that? And then you can go over and take pictures and do your thing. Then you learn to negotiate the contract. And then so you've got the whole process, but it all starts with marketing. And the reason so many people fail is because they never learn this key ingredient. And the secret is you have to stand out. Mm-hmm. You can't just say, hey, I'm going to do exactly the same thing that the other 137 wholesalers in my market are doing, and expect that I'm going to expect that you're going to beat them out, right? Mm-hmm. I would pick a very specific area. If I was doing boots on the ground or even virtual wholesaling, I would pick, a city in a metro area, a couple cities, and I would blanket it with by going to every vacant house, making a video and sending it out. And you're going to get deals. You're going to get people calling you. Hey, loved your video. Hey, let's talk. I want to hop on the phone. I want you to come to the property and check it out. You will get deals if you do this and do it consistently.
And doing video, personal authentic video, places you as the expert. You're the one that's giving this inside information. You're the one that's making these points. You're the one that's providing this visually engaging video with information on top of it. And, brevity is key. Get right to the point. Boom, you started, talk about it, go right into it. People appreciate that. Yeah.
Rodney, I'm going to send out a replay so everybody will see this. But, it is valuable, Rodney, because this is a tactic that nobody's doing. It's if you started doing this in your market, I guarantee you're going to be probably the only one doing this in your market. Well, Rob said there's some realtors doing it, but they're doing it different. They're because realtors and wholesalers are typically doing different things, right? But if you go out and start making videos of properties, or even do it on your desktop and start sending them out, and you start getting people respond, then you can start sending out videos. And like I said, hey, just wanted to follow up with you. Hey, I came across this great resource for, if you've got a property, here are the top 10 ways you should secure it. Right, if it's vacant, or here's a company that insures vacant houses, or here's some contractors. So you're constantly there. They're constantly seeing you give value, and then when they're ready to sell, when they make that decision, you're going to be the person that they reach back out to. What did they say, Rob? It's 7 contacts.
Yeah,
before you get to the sale or something like that.
6 to 10. Sometimes 6 to 10 touch points. Depends.
6 to 10. So wholesalers, usually it's 1. right? Oh, I left a note on their door. They never called.
Right. Right.
So,
I wonder why.
I don't know why, right?
Yeah.
But but that's usually the strategy. I'll mark it once. I'll send them one letter. I'll send them, I'll put one note on the door or whatever. I'll leave them one voicemail, and that's it. So, if you just did that, if you use this strategy with Dubb and just did one touch point, you're still going to do a lot better. But if you doubled down on it and said, you know what, I'm going to every property that I go to and make a video to, I'm going to touch them 7 more times, right? Over the course of 90 days, right? 7 times, 90 days, I'm going to send a video. I'll send, I can send them a postcard with the QR code on it. I can leave them a voicemail with the domain. I can whatever. I can go back by the house, put another note on the door, whatever you want to do. But you don't have to, you don't have to market to 5,000 houses. You could market to the owners of 500 and just do it multiple times, right? So you don't have to run all over town. Define your market, focus in, and just use a technique like this to get your message across multiple times, and they're going to respond to you.
Yep. And you can always use, like we talked about before, the virtual background with all these videos. Pull up an article related to distressed homes and what maybe an investor needs to know. Like, hey, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but I want to make sure this is a fun fact right here that you should be aware of. If you like that, click below, we can have a chat because I know your property is blah, 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 and then you can get into it like that.
Yeah. I mean, guys, with ChatGPT now, you could go on there and say, tell me the top 20 problems the owner of a vacant property would have.
Yep.
And a solution for that problem, right? And just make a video every week about that, right?
Touch point number 1, video and problem and answer. Video. Touch point number 2, another issue, but here's your answer. Like you have the answers to all these different issues.
Right. Break in, securing your property, insuring your property, what to do with back taxes. I mean, like on and on and on. You could make, and you're the expert. And then you could even take these Dubb videos and if you want to get really advanced, take these Dubb videos, download them, and start a YouTube channel and call it, Tampa Vacant Property Channel or whatever you want to call it.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because there was and again, different realms of the real estate world, but there was a real estate agent that does a lot of the FSBOs, and he's trying to, his funny YouTube video opens up like 10 reasons why you shouldn't sell it yourself, and he goes into like these really entertaining reasons. So you could do the same thing here, you know what I mean? Record it, get that going, because the more people get to know your take on something, the more they feel like they're speaking directly to you. So,
100%, right? I get that with the YouTube channel, and people, and it's flattering, right? But it's I don't think a lot of people realize that it's very, until I have a conversation or hop on a video with them, it's very one-sided because I say a lot on YouTube and they're like, they feel like they know me personally, but then they reach out and they talk like they know me personally. And I'm like, okay, tell me what's going on because I don't know your side of the story, right? I know you know my side of the story, but I don't know your side of the story. But I know some very successful people in wholesaling, that have YouTube channels and started with YouTube channels, and that's how they got their success. Because when an investor, like especially an out-of-state or out-of-country investor, is looking at a market, one thing that they do is go to YouTube and they, Detroit investment properties, right? Or Detroit investment, what's the best neighborhood for investment properties in Detroit or whatever. And if you're making content around that, those investors are going to want to work with you. And it's very powerful. Yeah,
I agree.
Angela wants to know if you can import videos from other sources, and you can.
Yeah, you can absolutely. Inside Dubb, there's a little upload button right in the dashboard, and you can, if you have an MP4 in there saved to your computer, just upload it into Dubb, and you have it. We have, again, a lot of advanced tech. We have editors in there. We have a desktop app. There's just a lot of flexibility in terms of how you can record, what you can remove, what you can edit. But absolutely, any other video that you have MP4, upload it right into Dubb.
Yeah, I like that too. That's very cool.
Yeah,
it's got a good editor in it, so you can go in and trim it and cut a little piece out if you want. Again, if I make a mistake, I like to leave it.
I know you got to be a little choosy with those. We have a new feature that cuts out the silences in your videos, which is good. But if you have a purposeful silence where you want to make a point, you want to leave that one in there. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if I told you the story, Rob, but when I started making, I had a boots on the ground video service for people buying properties in Detroit.
Yep.
And so people that were buying them overseas would reach out to me and say, hey, I'm buying a property, or I have a property that's being rehabbed, or a tenant moved out and the property manager saying there's $10,000 in repair. And they would hire me to go make a video. And I like production, man. I don't like to edit, right?
Yeah.
Especially in something like that, because you're showing a property. So I was doing a video of a property, and I was walking in the backyard, and the grass was really high, and there was a hole. And I like stepped in the hole, and I fell down, and I did like a shoulder roll and got up, and I was still video, and I just went on with it, right? And I'm like, hey, that's what you get, right? It's unedited David, right? But
True authenticity. That's what it is.
I don't edit. Even YouTube stuff, I hit record and I go, and I might trim it down. Like if I screw up at the beginning, I'll like trim it a little bit. Yeah. But guys, you don't need to edit, and look at me. Like I'm not a model, and I don't talk perfectly. Not like Rob. I mean, like Rob looks like he should be on the cover of GQ or something like that. But
oh my God. But there's a point though. The point you just made, the personal is the professional now more than ever, and I think the pandemic had a lot to do with it because we were all home, or like, most people knew about Zoom, but like, oh my God, what do I do? So with the asynchronous sending of videos, you record something and send it out to someone. It's just the start of a conversation like you normally would do if we were doing it live here or you're with someone in person. The power of it is knowing what they're doing. The tracking is so important to know what's going on that side because it so shapes your follow-up, and that's been a big part of everything.
Yeah. So those of you who are watching, it's you don't have to be perfect at this. You're just talking like you're talking to your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend or family or whatever. Hey, this is who I am. This is what I do. I just want to have a conversation with you. What are you doing with the house, right? Are you interested in selling it? Do you want to fix it up? What's going on? Let's talk, even if you're keeping it and you're going to rent it out. I like networking with other investors. So, call me and, let's go have lunch. Let's go grab a burger and talk about real estate, But if you're like that and you come across like that, then you're in a sense like, you're not saying, oh, I'll give you 70 cents on the dollar for your house, right? Because that's what everybody's doing. Be genuine, be helpful, be sincere, and you'll get more deals than you know what to do with. You really will.
Yep, I agree.
So that's it, guys. That's what I wanted to show you. I'm going to follow up. Like I said, I'm going to have a replay that I'll send out to everybody. And I encourage you just go sign up for the pro and get going. If you want to play around with it, sign up for the free trial and check it out for a week, I believe.
7 days,
check it out for. Yep. But do this, and for those of you that do sign up, we'll do some more training and you can talk about, I'll get on and talk about doing some more different strategies, how to do, with mobile homes, with, vacant houses, with, cash buyers and all that. And then Rob's on every day to help you with the technical stuff. So.
Yep. And hey, here's lasers for you guys. Watch this. Watch, ready? Ooh.
Is that Riverside that does that?
No, it's actually like when you have a Mac, it's like you can do, I think these ones are, let me see what the thumbs ones are. Oh, the celebration. These are all like on your Mac computer. If you have a newer version, it's all like within your Mac.
I know.
Maybe you have to do the settings. You have to go to the top of the settings. But I like to do it all the time. Like at the end of the training, I'm like, woo, let's go. So anyway.
Does anybody have any questions before we hop off here? I like the confetti. Angela, we got you. So, but I appreciate everybody coming on. Rob, I really appreciate you coming on and explaining everything to us because I knew you would be quicker and more efficient showing people. But I've been I think I signed up about a month ago, and I'm getting good at it. I'm using it all the time, and I like it. So.
Yeah, we appreciate you, David. Thanks so much.
All right. And everybody, I'll send out this video to you, and Rob, I'll see you on one of your calls.
Definitely.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, guys.